Hello, Saints. Thank you for joining us for Lakefront News. I'm Karen Garcia. We begin with the climate increasing happening around the United States. The death toll continues to rise after a massive storm system tore through the central and southern U.S. At least 35 people were killed in 7 states. In Missouri, at least a dozen people have been killed, tornadoes shredding through buildings and homes in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. The tornadoes also tearing through the parts of Arkansas, the roof collapsing in homes in Jackson County. As this giant system shifts east, more than 60 million people are under the threat for severe thunderstorms Sunday from Pennsylvania to Florida. The Trump administration has asked the Pentagon to provide credible military options to ensure the U.S. unfettered access to the Panama Canal. It is one of several directives outlined in a new memo sent to senior Pentagon leaders. President Donald Trump has repeatedly insisted the U.S. needs to reclaim the Panama Canal from China. Since 1999, Panama has operated the canal despite Trump's claims. The memo also instructs the Pentagon to seal the borders by repelling what is called unlawful mass migration, narcotics trafficking, human smuggling, and other criminal activities. The ink is drying on President Donald Trump's executive order to dismantle the Department of Education. He signed it on March 20th in a ceremony at the White House. While entirely shutting down the department requires an act of Congress, the president has directed the Education Secretary to take steps towards its closure. The agency had already announced workforce cuts of nearly 50% earlier this month, amounting to 1,300 employees being laid off in addition to hundreds who took voluntarily buyouts. The president of the National Education Association, the largest union, likened Elon Musk's efforts to a reckoning ball aimed, quote, at public schools and the futures of 50 million students in communities across America. Listen up, Olu seniors. A big change in summer tuition has been made. Olu Wings Up Summer Tuition Grant will now cover 50% of your summer tuition costs. Up to 8 credits or 2 classes will be covered by the Wings Up program. Olu student Maricela Flores believes that this change will affect seniors. Initially, the grant was meant to cover the full cost of summer tuition. Only seniors qualify for the grant, and you must have your FAFSA completed by May 1st to be eligible. A Texas driver is sharing a warning after a metal bar crashed through his windshield. He says road debris can be even more dangerous and even deadly. Charlie Amendaris says an 18-wheeler ran over a metal piece, sending it flying into his Jeep's windshield. Luckily, no one was in the passenger seat.
To the local police department to tell them there was debris in the road, and it generally results from somebody who's traveling in a pickup truck type vehicle that doesn't secure their load.
Armendari says he often reports road debris and wants drivers to secure their loads. He reminds drivers to stay alert and report dangerous objects to police or TxDOT. Israel strikes have killed at least 85 people and injured 133 across Gaza on March 20th, the Palestinian Ministry of Health said in a statement. It added that the rescue operations are underway as many are still trapped under the rubble. Israel pounded Gaza overnight, killing dozens of Palestinians a day after launching a fresh ground campaign as part of its renewed assault on the territory that shattered the 2-month-old ceasefire with Hamas. Israel blames the new fighting on Hamas for refusing to accept revised ceasefire terms. Hamas, in turn, has accused the prime minister of upending the truce and putting hostages at risk of an unknown fate. Since Israel resumed its strikes on Gaza, over 500 people were killed, over 60% being women and children. The founding member of a Texas megachurch is facing 5 counts of lewd or indecent acts with a child. The charges are based on alleged incidents that date back to the early 1980s. Cindy Clemshire was 12 years old at the time, and Robert Morris was in his early 20s. She says he sexually abused her starting in 1982. He admitted to inappropriate behavior and said it was limited to kissing and petting. A grand jury investigation in Oklahoma has now resulted in felony charges. Morris resigned from his position at Gateway Church last year. The South Lake, Texas church has a congregation of about 100,000 people across 9 campuses. A federal judge in California took an unusual approach to express his dissent in a recent ruling on gun laws. Judge Lawrence Van Dyke of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals released an 18-minute YouTube video Thursday, criticizing his colleagues for upholding California's ban on large-capacity magazines. In the video, Van Dyke held up multiple handguns, disassembled them, and argued that his fellow judges have a basic misunderstanding of how firearms work. 6 other judges on the appeal court criticized the video, with Judge Marsha Burson calling it widely improper, saying Van Dyke essentially appointed himself as an expert witness. The video has sparked debate over judicial conduct and the role of personal opinions in court decisions. 4 human trafficking victims, including a juvenile, are safe after the Central Ohio Human Trafficking Task Force arrested 2 Texan men, following a tip from the Texas Department of Public Safety. Authorities arrested this man, Larry Hale of Houston. According to Attorney General Dave Yost's office, Hale and another Texan man, Tamara Granderson, traveled from Texas with 4 victims, including a juvenile. For those living in this neighborhood, says it's disrespectful of everyone involved, the victims and the couple who owns the home. It's something they never would have known was happening. A federal judge has blocked the Department of Government Efficiency from accessing some sensitive Social Security data. The temporary restraining order requires Dodge to delete any personal identifiable information they've already received from the agency. The judge said Dodge was involved in a fishing expedition in search of fraud based on little evidence. As part of the chaos at the agency, an 82-year-old man was declared dead and taken off Social Security. The only issue, he'd been much alive and well. Since he went public, Ned got all his money back.
Somebody's disabled, they can't get out of a wheelchair or whatever, and they live 100 miles from the nearest Social Security office. What are they going to do?
Ned. Since he went public, Ned got all his money back. Social Security recipients who are all in the same situation as Ned will no longer be allowed to verify their bank details over the phone or their identity online. We're getting a preview of what could be the hotel of the future. A new property in Las Vegas promises your stay will be carefully curated using AI while maintaining human hospitality.
adapt to you. So you stay with us the first time. Next time you come, the temperature is the same, lighting is the same. We adapt to your behaviors. We know what time you wake up. So the whole room will adapt to you.
And guests will have the capacity to join multiple rooms together using magnet door technology. Autonomous Hotels say they expect to open their Las Vegas location in July. Stay with us for more news.
Hello Saints, I'm Daniela Bacher bringing you your sports news. Olu Cheer and Dance Team will attend the annual 9th Competition Cheer and Dance National Championship. This competition will be held on March 28 in Ypsilanti, Michigan. The competition is set to start at 8 a.m. with various competitions happening at the same time. Let's cheer on the Saints lady and hope for them to bring it home a win. Olu baseball season is well done on the way at the Red River Athletic Conference. The Saints will be played against their rival Louisiana Christian University. It will take place at Mission Baseball Fields in San Antonio on March 28 and 29. For more Olu baseball news, visit Olu Saints Athlete. Our women's tennis team is in New Orleans for their first conference match. They fought hard, but were unlucky in the double points, falling short at the end. They come after a dominant performance in Dallas, where they won every match in their last tournament. Now, they look to bounce back and regroup for the next challenge ahead. Despite the loss, the team showed great effort. We wish them the best of luck in the upcoming matches. A new sports record was set on April 13. Baseball player Stephen Curry became the first player in the NBA to score 4,000 career points. He was already known as the greatest shooter in the league history. It happened during the third quarter in the Golden State Warriors against the Sacramento Kings, and came hours before Curry's 30th birthday, which was on April 14. 40-year-old Richard Bredman Goldinsky pleaded guilty last year to federal charges of transporting and transferring stolen goods and interstate commerce. He admitted to stealing the item between 2:09 and 2:22 when he worked as a warehouse worker assistant at the Augusta National Golf Club in Georgia. The goods sold for about $5.6 million to an online broker. They include historical significance items like the green jacket awarded to Arnold Palmer, Gene Zarazin, and Ben Hogan.
Welcome back, Saints. New data on measles outbreak in the U.S. and a rise in cases across the European region in 2024 is painting a better picture of why there's growing concern over research of the disease across the globe. One official with the WHO calls the latest data a wake-up call, warning measles is back as vaccination rates remain low.
We should absolutely be concerned. We have been following the situation in 2024, and what we're seeing is that this is the highest number of measles cases that we've had in the last 25 years.
The growth of measles has been seen to skyrocket in Texas and is slowly starting to be seen around the world. New rules could make it more complicated for some people to collect their Social Security benefits. The Trump administration says they're aimed at reducing fraud. One rule starting March 31st requires people who can't prove their identity online to visit a field office. Another bars beneficiaries from changing their bank account information by phone starting March 29. Those changes come as the agency is closing some field offices and trying to reduce its workforce by 12%. Online services will still be available, but many people who collect Social Security benefits are seniors. Nestle is recalling some of its frozen stuffers and lean cuisine meals over a potential wood-like material. The meals being recalled are lean cuisine, butternut squash ravioli, spinach artichoke ravioli, and lemon garlic shrimp stir fry, as well as Stouffer's party-sized chicken lasagna. The meals were distributed at major U.S. retailers between September 2024 and this month. Nestle USA said there was one potential choking incident related to one of the products. You can return the meals to the store they were bought from for a replacement or refund. Nestle said it's actively investigating the source of the wood-like material, and it is confident this is an isolated issue. Coffee drinkers, an important recall to tell you about. The Food and Drug Administration is removing more than 75,000 bottles of International Delight creamers off the shelves. The agency also advises consumers with this hazelnut or Cinnabon Classic cinnamon roll flavored creamers to immediately throw them away. The FDA says the parent company of the brand initiated the voluntary recall after receiving complaints of spoilage and illness. So far, no word on how many people became sick. This study proves it pays to show everyone kindness. Experts say acts of kindness make you happier than a higher salary. The World Happiness Report is released each year on the International Day of Happiness. It's a global analysis on happiness and well-being. This year's report paid special attention to acts of benevolence and people's expectations of their communities. We're talking about acts like donating money, volunteering, and doing a nice thing for a stranger. The data suggests 70% of the world's population did at least one kind thing in the last month. And experts with Gallup said acts of generosity predict happiness even more than earning a higher salary. So go out there and hold the next door for C and someone. Hello Saints, we're back with business news. According to the lawsuit filed in 2020, Michael Garcia was picked up drinks at drive-thru in Los Angeles. His lawyer says one of the drinks fell out of the container and onto Garcia, causing severe burns, disfigurement, and debilitating nerve damage to his genitals. The lawsuit accused Starbucks of breaching its duty of care by failing to secure the lid. The company plans to appeal the verdict. Forever 21 has filed for bankruptcy again. It's the second time the retailer's U.S. operating company has filed in the past 6 years. In its filing Sunday, the company cited increased competition from foreign retailers of fast fashion. It's been struggling in recent years to keep up with Chinese-owned retailers Shein and Temu, especially since online shopping boomed during the pandemic. Forever 21 said it will hold liquidation sales at its U.S. stores, and it's trying to find a buyer for some or all of its assets. A major airline company is slashing jobs at multiple airports. Starting in June, Southwest Airlines will begin realigning its workforce at 4 airports, BWI, Marshall in Baltimore, and 3 airports in California, Burbank, Los Angeles, and San Jose. According to a company memo from Wednesday, the impacted employees will be able to apply for open positions at other locations. A severance package will also be an option. A Southwest spokesman said the company regularly analyzes growth at airports to determine if overstaffing is a problem at certain locations. The Federal Trade Commission says it sent $337 million worth of refunds to consumers last year. That's the agency you can contact if a company has scammed you. The FTC annual report on refunds to consumers breaks down refunds by state. It also has a list of cases. Nearly $100 million went to consumers who were cheated by benefit technologies for sham health plans. Segway is recalling roughly 200,000 scooters due to a fall hazard. The recall involves the Segment 9 bot Max G30P and Max G30 LP kick scooters. The company says the folding mechanism can fail while in use and cause the handlebars or stem to fold, posing a falling hazard for the rider. Segment says 20 people have been injured as a result of the issue and some had even broken bones. Overall, the company received 68 reports of the falling mechanism failures. The scooters were sold between January 2020 and February of this year online and at major retail nations, including Walmart, Target, and Best Buy. Customers should stop using the scooters immediately and contact the company for more information. Actress Blake Lively is asking a California court to dismiss a $400 million defamation lawsuit filed against her co-star, Justin Baldoni. Lively filed a motion to dismiss the suit on the Thursday, arguing that California law protects victims of sexual harassment by banning retaliatory defamation claims. Lively sued Baldoni allegedly inappropriate behavior on the set of their movie It Ends With Us. Baldoni denied the accusations and countersued, claiming Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, tried to destroy his career by taking control of his film project. Did she forget that it was Lively who filed the lawsuit? The FBI is asking people and companies to take extra steps to protect their Outlook, Gmail, and other popular accounts. It comes after a group of developers targeted critical industries such as healthcare with ransomware called Medusa. They breached the data of hundreds of victims. Some tips for protection: turn on two-factor authentication if not already on. Check for software updates. Check for alternative spelling of companies and websites, URLs, and email addresses. Be cautious when it comes to file downloads and links from social media, email marketing, and file sharing tools. And downloading your important data so it's still accessible in the event of a hack. Fresh off her big star Oscar win, Anora star Mikey Dawson is set to make a Saturday Night Live hosting debut. Madison won her first ever Academy Award last month for lead actress for Anora. She has been chosen to host SNL's March 29th episode with musical guest Morgan Wallen marking his second appearance on the show. SNL has been celebrating its milestone 50th anniversary all season long with a strong roster of hosts and musical acts alongside a starry anniversary special. Jack Black will return to the Studio 8H stage for the fourth time to host the April 5th episode, with musical guests Elton John and Brandi Carlile. Jon Hamm will take the stage for the fourth time as host on April 12th, joined by musical guest Lizzo. In a land far, far, far away from Oulu, a decently large fire is reported near London Airport. Heartthrow officials say a large fire at a nearby electrical substation triggered the power outrage. London Fire Brigade says a transformer inside the substation is on fire. Dozens of firefighters and 10 fire engines are responding to the scene, and about 150 people have been evacuated. If you drive a Cadillac or a Chevrolet Camaro, you need to listen up. More than 90,000 of the vehicles are being recalled due to a transmission issue. According to the recall notice, the transmission can suffer internal damage which could cause the front wheels to lock up. General Motors say they could increase the risk of a crash. Owners of the recalled vehicles will be notified by mail towards the end of next month. Dealers will install a transmission control module monitoring software free of charge. The French Bulldog reigns supreme as the most popular purebred dog in the U.S. for a third year in a row. The nonprofit says the Frenchie now occupies a solid place as, quote, America's sweetheart. It describes the breed as great companions for all types of people. The Kennel Club's next 5 most popular breeds also maintain their ranking from 2023. In order, they're the Labrador Retriever, Golden Retriever, German Shepherd, Poodle, and Dutch Swan. That group is followed by the Beagle, Rottweiler, Bulldog, and German Short-Hair Pointer. A breed to watch, the Cane Corso. Its popularity has soared more than 400% over the past decade, spiking in the AKC's ranking from 47th to now 14th most popular. This has been Lakefront News. I'm Karen Garcia.